ago, there used to be a statewide immunization summit, and we haven't had one since 2019. So Iowa Immunizes and Iowa Public Health Association worked together to put this first summit together.
So Iowa Immunizes is a statewide coalition that brings together organizations as well as individuals, advocates to help support strengthening immunization rates in our state. Make it so that everybody can be as protected as they can be against preventable disease.
Iowa Immunizes was formed in the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, right before COVID-19.
We've really had to do a lot kind of on the fly, and now we have an extremely strong coalition with dozens of member organizations, countless individuals and advocates, and I'm extremely proud of what we've built.
And we are so thrilled and excited to have you guys here for our very first Iowa Immunization Summit. So thank you for being here. Give yourself a round of applause.
We've had a variety of different sessions. We have some great keynote sessions. We've had a couple of Iowans share their stories about loved ones that they've lost to vaccine-preventable diseases. We've also had a variety of Iowans that are doing the important vaccine outreach work in communities and talk about some of their best practices and the things that work with the various communities that they work with.
Community immunity is absolutely critical when it comes to vaccination. JJ was vaccinated, but he was invisibly vulnerable. And unfortunately, with influenza vaccination, these community immunity rates are often far lower than they need to be. This is nationally, we see about 54% of children were protected, 48.5% of adults were protected, but this is in the face of a setting where, according to the Healthy People 2030 target, we need at least 70% of people to be vaccinated. So these vaccination rates are too low to provide the type of community immunity protection that we need to keep kids like JJ and other vulnerable people as safe as possible.
And most alarming is that influenza coverage for 6 months to 8 years, which can be seen on that blue line on the chart, has declined from about 56% during the 2019 to 2020 season to around 33% during the last influenza season. 40.5% of children 6 months to 8 years of age are really receiving that updated 23-24 COVID vaccine. I just want to reemphasize the importance of the work that we do every day in showing some of this data.
And it took a couple of things to happen for us to realize that what we were actually doing was science communication. The first is that we were getting this incredible, truly surreal feedback from listeners who said things like, I never understood how vaccines worked or how dangerous the flu could be until I listened to your episode, and now I'm on my way to get my very first flu shot. Woohoo!
We're a science podcast. We started in 2017, and in each episode we explore the biology, the history, and the current status of diseases and lots of other medical topics, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Sounds weird, but it's true.
It's true.
We were super excited to be invited here to give the keynote talk today about science communication and the importance of admitting when you don't know something and having conversations about science.
I think the hardest thing always is knowing what the story is. So like if you're trying to engage with your audience, how do you hook them initially, and then how do you make them care? Because no one has to listen to what you have to say, and so how do you actually get them to tune in the first place and then keep tuning in?
My name is Nathan Wright. I am a full-time illustrator, and I'm here at this event today to capture key themes and takeaways using the process known as sketchnoting, or it's also known as graphic recording. You know, everyone gets so overloaded with information at conferences like this. They take notes and they go back to their office and their 9 to 5, and they just get buried with voicemail and email, and it's easy to lose sight of all the big things that were discussed.
Since COVID has happened, there has been so much disinformation that even I have found myself balancing, well, what do I really believe? But it gives me good faith in going back to the sciences of immunization and what we are really here for.
And what they promote in the debunking handbook is this idea of addressing a myth with the fact sandwich, where if a myth comes up, you lead with the fact, warn that a myth's coming, explain the problem with the myth, and then finish by reiterating the fact. Often, we like to focus on the myth and talk about the myth so much that the person walks away and all they remember is the myth. It's really important that the myth is debunked, that you say why it's wrong, but that it's sandwiched by the facts.
So I think one of the biggest challenges in this area right now is concerning misinformation and disinformation, and making sure that quality information is front of everybody that needs it.
Seeing healthcare come together, different organizations, we have this way of everybody, we partner together, and so I'm really excited that they have this summit so different areas can make connections and partner with other people, because that's how we do our best work, is by partnering together.
We've learned a lot about not only what our state is in Iowa as far as our immunization rates, where we need to work the hardest, but also about the things that we can do. I think a lot of people don't realize the ways that we can normalize vaccination, the ways that we interact with people, the things that we say, the things that we post, they all make a difference. This kind of opportunity to get together and network and talk about these things is a great way to inspire us to be able to go out and do that and know that we're making a difference over time.